Recently, Charles Hoskinson released a video in which he essentially live-streamed and spoke for a while about the current state of Cardano. He am quite dissatisfied with a lot of the responses to the post regarding the flaw that one of the top Cardano developers discovered on the test network. Adam Dean is his name. I don't believe I have it right here in front of me. But in essence, he said that a fault on the test network caused him to worry that Vassal's hard fork would cause the basketball court to be pushed too quickly. And it was going to result in this issue moving from being a testnet bug to a mainnet bug. You must believe that he is smarter than that, don't you? You must understand that this won't end with a bug that Cardano discovered because it was serious or repeatedly shown that it will address the issue. There would be no issues. With the rollouts of any of their significant upgrades and hard forks, I've encountered no issues. Congestion was a problem in certain areas. After the debut of smart contracts, which was, I believe, in November. I don't exactly recall, but it might have been September. However, the fact remains that there were some congestion problems for a week. And those went away. Since then, it has operated flawlessly. So, to me, his publication of this article seems justified. I can only really conclude that Charles specifically must have been under pressure. To ensure that something is addressed, you go to get leverage. You go and make a public statement about it. The news also reports on it. Then it is covered by YouTubers, and then cryptocurrency. Twitter reports on it. As a result, there is a very extensive chain of individuals working to hold trolls accountable. I suppose that's the gist of the motivation behind its release. Charles, clearly Cardano is not. Cardano is not him. He established Cardano. However, it is up to the state's developers and straightforward operators to really advance the network in a decentralized manner. He always makes a point of denying that he is the face of Coronado. But the issue is that he is currently Cardano's spokesperson. And I am aware that I employ 70 people for our Bitcoin cryptocurrency. I don't want to be the only one that comes to mind when people think of Bitcoin cryptocurrency in the future. Let's speak about these thumbnails quickly. Charles has now pulled up all of these YouTubers' thumbnails related to this hardware, including mine. There were 9 of these thumbnails that he showed, at least in my memory. In essence, they were all saying the same thing. Coronado, failure, failure, and the discovery of a bug led to Cardano's demise. And he really disliked those titles, you know. Why? Because, according to him, he caused everything to turn out poorly. The heartbreaking push you're not even up to him after all the effort he's put into Cardano over the years. Are the developers to blame? I suppose I could say the same with my thumbnail. Consider the team we have. They choose what they believe will be the most popular article every morning when they first get at work and begin their investigation for the live stream. They then design a thumbnail based on the concept of that article. So go check out the entire discussion I started about this on Twitter. There are some there are just not. There is a perception that when a YouTuber posts a thumbnail and a title, it is unquestionably their opinion and that it is a failure. This indicates that it is an article that is the topic of an article that we are discussing on the show. It doesn't necessarily reflect my viewpoint on that. But in the same manner that Trump claims to be in charge of pushing the hard job forward, I am not in charge of creating my thumbnails or thinking of the titles. I no longer practice that. That is something that our entire staff does. Now, I don't blame them. They carried out their duties just as they should have. And I'm not actually saying that the thumbnail we released was poor because, in my opinion, it wasn't, and there's this misconception that negative thumbnails and titles have an impact on price action. This couldn't be further from the truth. And I guarantee that if you go looking and view practically all of those videos, they would all likely agree that this wasn't a huge deal. It didn't matter much. On the testnet, that is. By the time it went, you know, on the main net, everything would be corrected and there wouldn't be any issues. Vassal? I'm not precisely sure when it will be released. Charles Hoskinson may have resisted the notion that it would be next year before the end of the year, but it is not in his hands. You should be aware of who is responsible for it. Therefore, that is only a guess on his part. Therefore, the key takeaway is that consumers do not base their investment decisions on thumbnails. And as I've already stated, if they do, they're stupid. Literally, you need to have your IQ tested because you have a condition. You could argue that there is a technique there if you visit YouTube, browse the thumbnails, and now base your financial decisions on that. Just a brief note, there is a plan, but it's not what you may expect. Basically, if you look at a day's worth of crypto YouTube thumbnails over a period of 24 hours, some people say it's good to train, like if they're all positive, short, and if they're all negative, then you should long because typically, once the stories and videos come out, the price action may start to swing the other way. However, that is not based on a single thumbnail, rather, it is based on the kind of overall sentiment of cryptocurrency YouTube at the moment. So we did attempt to track that at one point. It was also a fairly interesting thing. However, one particular thumbnail of Fernando and his discovered problem will not have an impact on the price. Now, if you click on the video and watch it, and it unfairly criticizes Cardano, that is what we need to be worried about. The titles and thumbnails are of no significance to us. It works that way because it is marketing, men. If you want to gain clicks, your title should be either incredibly favorable or extremely negative, like the one I created for this video or the one we recently published. Even though I have some nice ideas, I'm not even sure what it will be yet. I think you'll like it. Based on it, people are making decisions. Okay. In the end, you'll understand what the messages and the majority of these videos were about if you read the text and watch it. This is not a major issue. Additionally, there are many who claim it's a significant thing, bad for Cardano, or the Eve Maxis. They are the individuals who essentially say, I don't care, if bad news comes out of my quarter and I want to push it, they're pushing it anyhow, it doesn't matter. Between Cardano and Ethereum, there is something. Furthermore, neither community truly cares for the other. I adore them both. I stand out from the crowd. The objective is that the material will speak for itself, nevertheless. And I believe we need to let go of the notion that everyone on YouTube is only following the rules. What we're doing is that we're following the guidelines. The rules, our titles and thumbnails, are more significant to YouTube's algorithm than the caliber and message of your content, period. I've always indicated that if that changes, we won't repeat the practice. Because clickbait has been a part of media and newspapers since their inception, but if you think the headlines are about you, check out the New York Post, New York Daily, or whatever. Right, clickbait. Newspaper headlines are clickbait, and if you think of a movie trailer and watch one, that is essentially clickbait as well because the movie trailers only show you the greatest scenes in an effort to entice you to see the full film. They won't show you the hour of downtime you'll experience between the two action scenes, right? It depends on how you market. It bothers me. Of course, it would be great if I could simply post a video responding to Charles Hoskinson's reference to Cardano videos, knowing full well that no one would click it. No one will watch that. There are some YouTubers who have avoided using clickbait completely. And they continue to receive a respectable number of views. However, if you observe those individuals and their target audience, you'll notice that they don't actually appeal to the general public. That's what we want, too. Clickbait is not what a niche audience wants. They just seek verifiable facts. They want only charts and only data science. The minority of crypto guys are like that. The majority of participants are retail investors who are speculating. By attracting these participants, we can increase adoption. These participants will undoubtedly click on clickbait. And since they're going to do it themselves first, they won't watch someone else do something uninteresting. You never know, they might as they become more technical. But you want to be a doorway at least in the beginning to draw people into cryptocurrency. And I believe that's what we do it extremely well with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Many people who enter the cryptosphere do so through us before diverging into other paths. Everything is fine. Almost all other channels are supported by us. And I'll keep doing that because when we use the blockchain or operate on the blockchain, we bring in, prospective up-and-comers who might have a big impact on this industry. I enjoy helping others. When I first started, folks were saying, help people out. So, in that sense, it is about community. And many of these people, every significant cryptocurrency YouTuber that I am aware of, are going to be able to and will be required to post clickbait in order to increase their viewership. And everyone is aware that we are merely following the YouTube algorithm's guidelines. So far as pricing is concerned, look, that is all of our work. When it occurs, we're happy. There will be some upward price movement. Maxis had been anticipating Cardano's failure after failure after failure. They also don't have much contempt for them, which is understandable given that there has been a pushback. Cardano has a sluggish roadmap and is frequently delayed. However, once the hard fork occurs, the network will evolve and become better overall. And I believe that it will transform the game, Every time Cardano advances, we can see it. It changes the game. The network is also becoming overloaded. What would you tell me about the ecosystem of the cosmos if I questioned you guys right now? Maybe describe the Tezos ecology for me? Or tell me about the environment in Solana. Could you honestly explain it to me? Could you let me know which coin trades which coins? What T's NF? As a result, you might be able to if you're exclusively interested in coins, but Corona may not necessarily have surpassed all of those at this point. However, overall, what Charles, the group, and the volunteers are creating is far superior to anything we have ever seen. If it is unable to catch up to Ethereum, it won't be because it is inferior to Ethereum. Rather, it may have a much larger head start than Ethereum. Additionally, they have created a staggering number of dApps, tokens, and other Ethereum-related items that are related to smart contracts. They find it difficult to switch over in order to observe what widespread adoption actually entails if we actually enroll 1 billion people over the next several years. And Cardano, which works hard on impasses Ethereum, has a better product than perhaps I think is feasible. And, a forecast of Cardano's price during the upcoming bull run. We didn't have the fantastic season that I anticipated, so I'm going to stick with what I said during the previous bull run. Therefore, I can definitely see us getting to, perhaps, $10 to $12 or somewhere close to that for Cardano. And here, we perform some quick math. Cardano increased from its previous bull run's all-time high, which was $1.33. It almost 3x, therefore between $8 and $12 is probably sufficient. Undoubtedly, $15 could be used. On the plus side, you should keep in mind that the previous bull run, which drastically shortened things, didn't provide us a full altcoin season. Evidently, as you guys are aware, Cardano has spent the most of the bull market or the majority of the bear market in 2018 to 2019 at a price of 5 cents. We were instructed to play that in the area where it has been spending the most time. Now, let's say the price is in the 40-cent level. I believe it might fall to 25 to 30 cents. In that case, it would be 5 to 6 times greater than the previous average price over the bear market. Therefore, we applied that $5 or $6 where it touched. You may receive $15 to $18. Even if things go well, I don't think we'll see prices of 18. I believe that 15 is probably the best you can hope for Cardano's price during the upcoming bull run. I'm not a financial advisor, therefore I can't say whether you'll have any problems. But all I can say is what I'm considering for Cardano. Furthermore, none of these prices are guaranteed, which makes them very speculative. Looking at the costs right now, you people desire that of Ricardo by no means late. I would have said a $15 Cardano at that time. When Cortana cost $3 last year. Oh, that doesn't sound like that large of a game, you think. However, the price is currently between 40 and 50 cents, or perhaps between 0.30 and 0.40 cents today. I'm not entirely certain where the price is. What a chance if we can achieve the new record highs. If we were to decrease the price all the way to 5 cents. The question that naturally arises is, can we match the timing of the previous cycle? However, I don't believe that will happen. Please share your opinions with me. Please rate this for me on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm sure you enjoy clicking on clickbait. Because you are watching this video, you are aware of how I know. People just asked me about that. Well,